Okay, we should be started right now. We should be live. How are all of you guys right here? How are all of you guys? We are very late. I plan on starting this at 4 p.m. my time. It's currently 6 p.m. So I had a nice nap during the day, which will get me all ready for tonight's extra live stream. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one. How are all of you guys? So we've got this today, and then later on we're gonna be doing a stream. So topics for today, we're gonna be on here for about an hour and a bit. How am I feeling? Good. Like I'm a little bit sleepy, but just didn't get the greatest sleep last night because I had an early flight today. But otherwise good. Like mentally good. Which is kind of the most important thing. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking a little bit about Breanna Stewart's reaction. We're gonna be talking a little bit about the Indiana Fever and them being back. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. We're gonna talk genuinely about a lot of things that I think could be very, very interesting. But yeah, it's a big one anyway. What's my take on Caitlyn throwing her hands up when Howard? Okay, we're going to talk about that. So, lads, the body language. The body language situation. We've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about it, lads. We've got to talk about it. The body language. Like, oh my God, lads. Like, the people that expect every single player to be a robot. Like, if you want, I mean this, if you want a player to be a robot, go be a fan of Paige Bueckers. Like, Caitlyn's not a robot by any means. So if you guys haven't seen this clip right here, so what happens in this clip is Caitlyn, up to this point, has 25 points. We can be honest, Caitlyn has 25 points up to this point in the game. Natasha Howard, up to this point in the game, has 0 points. So, Caitlin Clark comes off the a really nice set right there that they run. Caitlin Clark shoots a shot. At this stage, she's hit 4 threes in a row. She hits back iron. So, ball goes to Natasha Howard. And Caitlyn is the most open she has been all season. She is the most open she has been all season. And she throws her hands up to the sky. And watches Natasha Howard essentially go up and under through what is almost a double team. And I'm not going to lie. Is the body language ideal? No. Would you rather her not do that? Sure. I get it. Sure. But I'm sorry. I think if it came from a position other than her, if it came from a position of I want to go get 30, the reality is that people are like, oh, Caitlyn's selfish for this. No, if you know anything about basketball, the selfish one in this situation was Natasha Howard. And Caitlyn has been looked off so many times this season by Natasha Howard already. Like, already been looked off multiple times by Natasha Howard. So she's annoyed at a black hole post player not kicking the ball to her. Like, it is, like, that is a fact. If it came from a position, the selfish one in this scenario, Caitlyn is angry at her opponent or at her teammate being selfish. And I mean, I don't see there being any issue with that. Also, thank you for the $2. Yannick is getting ready for Caitlyn to cook tonight. Yep. We'll be streaming now to stream all these videos. But, like, again, would you rather Caitlin Clark not do anything? But I'm sorry, we know this is Caitlin Clark. She plays on the edge of emotion. Like, Caitlin Clark plays the game with emotion. As you can see here, Jordan and Kobe were idolized for doing the exact same thing. Yeah, exactly. They tell you all this BS about Braun, yet Kobe quitting his team. Jordan's mistake to swept under the rig. Jordan nor Kobe never did this. Watching both never had bad body language. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I'm sorry. And I mean this as well. Like, what you want to know what Caitlin Clark does at the end of this play? She runs back on defense. I don't care that her body language is bad when her teammate is being selfish. I don't care about her getting pissed off at a teammate. I don't care. She plays literally on the edge when it comes to emotion. When it comes to her emotions. She plays on the edge. So, look, if we're being completely honest here, you can't expect any difference. Like, she's not a robot. She's not a robot. The reason you take the good with the bad. And at the end of the day, not only is every basketball player different, like, they're all humans. They're all humans. Genuinely, they're all humans at the end of the day, and not one person is perfect. So, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, why is it any different? She literally had the best game of her season, but yet they're gonna criticize her for body language. They're gonna use body language, and by the way, they're gonna talk about one play. Wow, she threw her hands to the air once in the game. She threw her hands to the air once. Like, that is it, literally. Hands to the air once because of an extremely selfish play made by her teammate in a comfortable win against the New York freaking Liberty. They put up 102 points against the New York Liberty. And by the way, a player who on the game was minus 15 and was 1 of 4 from the field. At this point in time, she was 0 of 2 from the field and called her own number over a player who at 20 was putting up 20, would put up 25 and a half. Like, it is. And by the way, if she had missed that shot, the fact that the ball went in, people are just like, oh, she's just a bad teammate. And I'm like, if she had missed that shot, I'm sorry. Like, I have had some of the best teammates I've ever played with. I'll talk about this, national championship final. I hit a shot, and basically there was a guy on my team had played college ball. I think he played D1 in the States, played pro in a lot of Europe. He was kind of at the end of his career. He was like in his late 30s. I was in my early 20s. And the ball got swung to me. And I'm wide open, I take a shot. But the extra pass is to him to shoot the ball. During the timeout, he literally pulls me aside and goes, if I'm open, you swing the ball for me. I don't care if you make a shot. And he was right. That is basketball. If you call your own number over the number of a player who has the hot hand to take a low percentage back down post up on a 1.5 team, then I'm sorry, you're a selfish basketball player if you're doing that. And again, Caitlin was trying to go 2 for 1, which is why they had the quick shot. Either way, like, look, I mean this when I say this. Natasha Howard was in the wrong and Caitlin Clark reacted badly. That is a situation, but I'm sorry. Like, how many star players would have thrown their arms up to the sky for this? Diana Taurasi in the WNBA would have. Like, there are players in the WNBA that would have. And you want to know the one thing that I don't mind? She got back on defense. If she didn't get back on defense, it's one thing. But, like, it's funny. The same people that will criticize Caitlin for this won't praise Dejanay Carrington for being statistically the worst player in the WNBA. And a day earlier than this, Dejanay Carrington, I'm not joking when I say it, was screaming at her coach, didn't get back on defense, and gave up 2 free throws, which started a run. When they choked a huge lead. But it makes no difference. It makes absolutely no difference. Caitlin Clark had 32 points on 20 shots. She nearly had a 32-point triple-double. She was 2 boards and an assist of a 32-point triple-double, and the team smoked 5 wide-open layups that she generated for 5 more assists. Like, she could have had 14 assists if they just made open layups. Like, if they just made open layups, she has 14 assists. And people are going to want to criticize the body language because there's nothing Caitlin Clark can do. Caitlin Clark, tonight, by the way, Caitlin Clark could have 40, 12, and 12, but they're going to call her they're going to say the referees are letting her rig it for the push-offs. You just know it. It's not an if, it's a when Caitlyn has a 40-point game this season. I can guarantee you these same idiots are going to talk about the push-off. They're going to talk about the push-off. I can guarantee you. And if it doesn't happen that these idiots are talking about the push-off when Caitlyn has her first 40-point game this season, I'll donate $100 to a chat, or $50. I don't have that much money, to a charity of the viewer's choice. Because, let's be honest, it's just a ridiculous situation. And yes, is Caitlyn Clark's body language great? No. But was she right to be pissed at Natasha Howard? Yeah. Very, very much was right to be pissed at Natasha Howard. What, should she have thrown her hands up in the middle of a possession? No. No. But, like, at the end of the day, players are going to be pissed off at dumb basketball plays. And what Natasha Howard did was not, given the context of the entire game, was a dumb basketball play. But anyway, yeah. That's the video. I'll see you guys. Liberty Fraud Champions. Oh, you know it. You know it. Actually, did you guys see? Stewie responded. Stewie responded about the, the situation, the laughing at Caitlyn. And she's actually gone and responded to it. And I mean this, where I'm like this was, we've seen the viral image so many times. We've seen the viral image. Like, she's responded here, and you can see Sandy Brondolo, the coach of the New York Liberty, is clapping. The coach of the Liberty is literally out there clapping. And, like, sometimes, at this stage, there's no more, like, treating Caitlyn Clark like she's the boogeyman. Like, it's not if you say Caitlyn Clark's name 3 times, you get kicked out of the league anymore. But, like, at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to admit, okay, yeah, it's it's just, you just got to laugh sometimes. And if you guys agree, subscribe. We are so close to 50k. We're only 400 subscribers off 50k, lads. Like, we are so close. But Stewie did actually respond today in a press conference. So let's take a listen right here.
Maybe it was asked, so apologies if it was, but the moment with Caitlyn in the second quarter, like, how did you look back on that?
The fact Stewie is still laughing right now. The fact Stewie's still laughing about it right now is kind of crazy.
Moment, did you get a lot of texts from friends or DMs?
No.
How do you react to that? Yeah.
I mean, I think, like, in the moment, it was like shot clock was going down, right? I know she wants to go left to shoot the 3, so trying to be as close as I can, but she was deep out there, and when she made it, she was just kind of like laughing, and I was laughing. Like, it was a great shot. It was a tough shot, and it's one of those ones where you're like, and you go to the other end.
She did the meme. She did the meme. She did the Van Lith meme.
Like, it was a great shot. It was a tough shot, and it's one of those ones where you're like,
She did the Van Lith meme. She did the Van Lith meme. Oh my god. Fair.
Like, and you go to the other end, and I'm happy. I'm seeing a lot of great sportsmanship. About that.
But yeah, like, this is this is one of those, this reminds me a little bit of the Taurasi moment. Like, everybody has always said this, that the game that changed everything for Caitlyn's perception was the Mercury game last year. When they went, like, absolutely out of their way. Like, Taurasi, Greiner went out of their way to, like, Caitlyn told Stewie, this is my league now. I wouldn't be surprised if something similar happened to that. Like, she is known as one of the biggest trash talkers in the game. But, like, that was kind of the moment when, realistically, I think it became acceptable for WNBA players to not just hate on Caitlyn Clark. Like, we can be honest. Do we not remember last year, right before that game had happened, we were hearing Stewie talk about how Caitlyn Clark is not Rookie of the Year because because it's not her. She's not an all-around player. All she does is shoot threes. She's not an all-around player. And I'm like, nobody is realistically. It's not a it's not a bad thing anymore to, not think that Caitlin Clark is the scum of the earth, to not think that she's ruined the league. And this is another moment that's a big thing. Caitlin Clark is leaving the Fever. I don't see her ever leaving Indiana, to be honest, unless it just goes, everything's a disaster. But like, there's sometimes you just can't help but laugh. Hey, we've seen the Hailey Van Lith meme. We've seen the Van Lith meme where she just shrugs her shoulders. So with stuff like that, it's like, basketball is basketball, and look, it is the greatest show in sport right now. It is the greatest show in sport. And I think the more people try to fight it, the worse it's going to be for the league. Because nobody's not watching like the Fever because fans criticize Caitlin Clark. What they're not doing is watching other teams because of it. Because of all this anti-Caitlin Clark stuff. The fans weren't not watching Caitlin because of that. The fans were specifically only watching Caitlin because of that. And I think that it's something that a lot of people don't put enough thought into, that how badly the WNBA have done, how badly WNBA players a year ago showed out for their league, especially when it was at the very start, with people talking about it. And yeah, we've now got Breanna Steward out there post practice today in a video from the local W, talking about it in a positive way, talking about the interaction in a positive way. And it's all around a big one. It genuinely is a big thing for WNBA. And look, and this is one of the things people don't understand, where it's like, you don't have to embrace a player necessarily. You don't have to go out there, and a lot of people are like, oh, they should people want them to just make it easy for Caitlin Clark, where it's like, you don't have to do that, nor should you do that. But what the players should always have done is not fought against Caitlin Clark. And you don't have to embrace Caitlin Clark. You don't have to be friends with Caitlin Clark. You don't have to even be positive around Caitlin Clark. But what you can't do is go against, try to build against Caitlin Clark. You don't have to build everything around Caitlin Clark. However, the WNBA going out of their way to build against Caitlin Clark is it didn't do the greatest. It didn't do the greatest. And now you're looking at these players when it comes to players in the league. There's no old fans that are out there talking about Taurasi in a negative way. There's no real old fans that are talking about Stewie in a negative way, really. There's no real old fans that are out there talking about a lot of individual players, because they're not out there actively just trying to hate on a player for no reason. You could see last year, Angel Wilson in a press conference went out of absolutely nowhere. And just started criticizing Caitlin Clark in an interview before a game. I don't even think she was asked about Caitlin Clark. She just criticized Caitlin. And I'm like, that was the type of stuff we were hearing last year, where it was a refusal to even talk about her basketball, just to go at her. And now you're at least seeing it be basketball. Because let's be real. Again, Stewie doesn't even have to be the most pro Caitlin player in the world. But at the end of the day, it's, you treat Caitlin like she's just another star in the league. If you don't like her, cool. But at the end of the day, players not making it their mission to try to diminish what she said is diminish what she's done is big. So, lads, I got to talk about this. Lads. Have you guys seen? Have you guys seen this, lads? The Paige Bueckers fans. The Paige Bueckers fans. Oh, lads. The Paige Bueckers fans. The Paige Bueckers fans are after me, lads. The Paige fans are after me. Oh my god, like, they're going to be writing some fanfic soon. The Paige fans are after me. So let's just get some context here. There was a tweet saying every rookie gets grace, but Paige gets treated with vet standards. So, my opinion to all of this, as this person blocked replies, is Paige Bueckers is 24 years, will be 24 years old during this season. I'm like, she gets treated like a vet because she's the same age as a vet. She's older than Aaliyah Boston. Nobody treats Aaliyah Boston like a kid. She's older than Caitlin Clark. Nobody at this stage in her career treats Caitlin Clark like a kid. She's older than a year older than Alperen Şengün. She's the same age as LaMelo Ball. Nobody treats these players like they're kids. But like Paige, who not only was told, did we hear from her fans? Did we hear from her fans that she was better than Caitlin? But now it's, oh, she needs grace. She needs grace. She is a near 24-year-old pro. She is a near 24-year-old pro. Like, so I tweeted this out. I said she's 2 years older than Kiki and Sonia. She's older than Leah Boston. She's the same age as LaMelo and Cade, a year younger or year older than Şengün. She gets treated like a vet because 1, she's the age of 1, and 2, her fans said she was better than a player who was 4th in MVP voting last year. Which I don't think is that bad. And for all you guys in the chat saying, why am I reading Twitter fingers? Man, I'm not a WNBA player. Unlike WNBA players who get paid to play basketball, I get paid to be chronically online. I get paid partially to be chronically online. But like, when someone said Phoebus was 24, considered to be a rookie last year, you guys are insane. Yeah, I did not give Phoebus grace. I did not give Phoebus grace. But these people are dumb. Where is it? There's a viral tweet going, like, the amount of just insults. There are literally just straight up insults by the page. Oh, I can't find the tweets. Oh no, they're not in the quote. Some of them aren't in the quote tweets. All of these likes are gonna dice into. I don't know what this means. I've never seen people this pressed. We in the big leagues now. What the f does age have to do with it? Like, are people dumb? Are people legitimately dumb? Wait, all of them more games in college than Paige. She spent more of her time being injured. Like, she's 23. The age of vet is 23. Yeah, what there or thereabouts, yeah. 23-year-olds the same age as a vet. Yeah. Yeah, like... By the way, Paige is brilliant. But as soon as you mention age, dead thought y'all were joking about this age. Maybe seriously make you believe it's a legit advantage. What are we talking about? We live in a world where these fans think age is not an advantage in sports. Of course it is. Like, how is that an advantage? She had 5 surgeries in college. All right, I'm not going to question that. And played less basketball than players you mentioned. She had an ankle injury, tibia flato, lateral missed there, torn ACL. Okay, like, I'm sorry. She's had injuries. Okay, what difference? Like, what are we talking about? That doesn't change the fact that, like, players get better with age. She chose to do a 5th-year senior, and that's fine. But, like, just because you chose to do a 5th year and the rest of your class didn't, does not mean that you get judged by people younger than you because you chose a 5th-year senior. You chose to be a 5th-year senior. Do you want to know who that happened to? Kwame Brown. He reclassified to be a year older in high school and dominate, and we all saw how that turned out. I'm not calling her Kwame Brown, by the way. Paige is a hell of a player. Paige is a hell of a player. Paige is a hell of a player. I mean this when I say this. Paige is a hell of a player. Like, there's no question about that. Paige is a hell of a player. But, like, I am treating Paige Bueckers, and I've said this for this entire season. I am treating Paige Bueckers like she is Caitlin Clark. I am putting Paige Bueckers on the exact same trajectory as Caitlin Clark. I'm not judging her based on Caitlin Clark last year, because she's like a year and a half older than what Caitlin Clark was last year. I'm not judging her based on Caitlin last year. I'm judging her based on Caitlin today. Because I'm comparing 23-year-old to 23-year-old. Like, I'm sorry, there's a reason why people, when it came to Kyle Kuzma was a 4-year senior. Like, as a 4th-year senior, he was great as a rookie. And then we all remember, like, people overhyping him. We all remember how overhyped he was because he was older and he was closer to his ceiling. And that's the thing, like, we're not out here saying Dalton Connect should have been a top 5 pick in last year's draft, even though he was probably a top 5 rookie at times. Because at the end of the day, age matters. Age matters. And it's not like I'm saying that Paige Bueckers is not going to improve. She's going to improve. She's 23. You hit your peak at what, 25, 26? 25, 26 to like early 30s. Maybe you start to hit your peak a little bit later nowadays with the advancements in basketball. But like, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, we have to compare the 23-year-old born in 2000. We are not saying the 23-year-old born in 2001 has all this grace to make mistakes, but this 23-year-old born in 2002 who's younger all of a sudden is like, you have to treat them like it's Angel Wilson, like she's Angel Wilson. Because in fairness, she's in that conversation. Like, and I mean this as well. If you guys believe that if you guys want to treat Paige Bueckers like she's a kid, then take her out of Caitlin Clark conversations. Because she's older than Caitlin Clark. You can't simultaneously say she's better than Caitlin Clark and she deserves grace because she's a kid. Or, like, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Players that deserve grace in the WNBA are like 19-year-old Malonga, 20-year-old Carla Late. And then players that you can see are like project players, like a Sanaya Rivers maybe type player that you can see maybe she's a project player. Like Paige is the finished article. Like Paige if Paige does not improve one day in her career and just stays healthy for 15 years, she's a Hall of Famer. She doesn't need to improve one bit, and she's already nearly a Hall of Famer. Like, the only thing Paige Bueckers can improve is her mentality. It's the only thing with Paige is that she needs to improve is her mentality. Paige actually has no flaws as a basketball player. She's absolutely no flaws as a basketball player. But I'm sorry, like, her fan, like, I couldn't even find the insults. Yeah, here we go. I couldn't even find this one in the quote tweets. If you subtract Caitlin's age from Paige and you combine Kiki and Sonya's, then do minus Aaliyah's. Like, it's not, like, at least make sure your English is right. Then take the giant stick out of your asshole, you'll get your answer. Like, what is this even meant to mean? I just called Paige Bueckers. And I didn't even call her old. I literally said she is older than Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark. I stated a fact for why Paige Bueckers does not get the same grace as other players get. And by the way, because Paige Bueckers today is older than what year 3 Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriafen will be. So, I mean this when I say this. Are we going to be telling Sonia Citron in 2 years' time, when she's the exact age as Paige Bueckers, are we going to be saying to give Sonia Citron grace? No, we're not. I'm just saying it's even. It's even with them all. Like, we are not giving Caitlin Clark grace now. Maybe you gave Caitlin Clark grace through 10 games last year, but these same people didn't. These same people didn't give Caitlin Clark any grace last year. But, like, there's no giving Caitlin Clark grace now. If Caitlin Clark does not perform like a top 5 player in the WNBA on a game-by-game basis, by the way, Like, by the way, Caitlin Clark gets more. Angel Wilson can have a 14-point, 38% from the field game in a loss. And Caitlin Clark gets less grace than Angel Wilson right now. Stewie can have a 14-point game in a loss. That's fine. If Caitlin has a 14-point game in a loss, she's called a fraud. Caitlin has the least grace in the entire league right now. So we're not giving Paige grace. We're not. We're just not doing that. We're not doing that. Because again, I am not out here calling Paige Bueckers this young player or this young player who's going to keep growing, because I don't know how much better Paige Bueckers is going to get. Just because of the way she plays, she's already pretty flawless as a player, and she's what, 2 to 3 years off hitting her physical peak. And also, like, again, I don't know how much better physically she can make. If Paige Bueckers gets a bit of dog in her, if she can get a little bit of dog in her, then we can restart these conversations. But at this point in time, there's no conversations to be had. Caitlin Clark is younger and way better. She's younger and way better. Paige Bueckers right now is a better mid-range shooter. She's a better off-the-ball cutter. And that's about it. That's about it. Caitlin is the better defender. Not by much, but Caitlin's a better defender. Paige is better at reading passing lanes, I guess. Caitlin's a better defender. Caitlin is the better shot creator. Caitlin's a better passer. Caitlin's gravity is better. Caitlin processes the game better than Paige Bueckers. And Caitlin has a dog in her that Paige doesn't. But again, if Paige gets a dog in her, we change these conversations. But right now, no, we're not having these conversations right now. Caitlin Clark is the better defender. Like, if you are watching basketball and you are calling Caitlin Clark a bad defender this season, you're not watching basketball. You're just not watching basketball. Caitlin has been one of the better guard, not best, like not all defensive or anything. Caitlin is a very solid guard defender. Caitlin plays 100% on passion, and it can be a positive and it can be a negative to her game. It can be a positive and a negative to her game. Most of the league's vets play like rookies. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That's actually a really fair point. The most of the league's vets actually do play like rookies. Like, we live in a world where Mercedes Russell's a vet, which is a crazy one. She was to the 50. I think she wanted to win a championship, to be honest. And she knew she knew a player better than her, and Sarah Strong was coming in. I don't know how true that is, but, like, you never know. And they also got Caitlin Chen, which was an interesting one. But yeah. A new trophy, best layup. Actually, guys, did you guys see the So Caitlin Chen is back with the Golden State Valkyries. This is something. When did they sign her? When did Caitlin Chen sign her? Or sorry, when did the Valkyries sign her? Because this is... I mean this when I say this about Caitlin Chen. They signed her... Well, they signed her 2 days ago and I missed it. I didn't realize I was this late. I was this late to it. But they literally just signed all the training camp players back. They have Letitia and Meher. They signed... Well, they're tweeting about Liana Rupert and Juice Jacite. And by the way, you guys don't understand how good she is. Like, the Valkyries... I'm not joking when I say this. Ileana Rupert is the best player the Valkyries have on their books. And she hasn't showed up this year. The Valkyries are going to be scary soon. They are going to be scary soon. Like, they're legitimately going to be scary. But, yeah, so they signed Chloe Bibby. Temmie's gone. They signed her back. They signed Caitlin Chen. And they signed Meher back. So they basically just signed all of their old players and they just keep winning games. Like, Natalie Nakase might be coach of the year. She might legitimately be coach of the year. But 13,000 likes on this Welcome Back Caitlin Chen post. This is your moment. You know what it's like to get cut. Now handle your business. She's a guarantee to get cut, by the way. Like, they have all the salary in the world, but like the only way she does not get cut, like they don't have roster spot for her. They don't have a roster spot. And one of the funniest things is like Gino Auriemma, she deserves to be in the league. Her competitiveness, her drive, I'm thrilled for her. Is this not the same Gino Auriemma that said Paige wouldn't be ready for the league? Is this not the same Gino Auriemma that said Caitlin Clark wasn't ready for the league? Is this not the same Gino Auriemma that did that? But yeah, I'm gonna be honest when it comes to Caitlin Chen. Like, she's not gonna play much. Like, if you guys don't know, when it comes to the Valkyries, like the Valkyries' salary is like stupid. They're like so far under the salary cap. But like, if you look at the Valkyries, so how many players they currently have on their roster? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They have 15. So 3 players have to be cut. 3 players have to be cut. So Janelle Salone is gone. Temi's gone. Maybe, am I wrong with numbers? Because Van Loo's gone. Zandalasini's gone. Temi's gone. And Salone is gone. So sorry, they must have 16 players then. So 4 players have to be cut for them to come back. Am I right in saying that? Or maybe it's 15 because they cut Kiara Linskins. So maybe 15. So they have to cut 3 players. So like Chloe Bibby's 100% getting cut. Caitlin, I don't know if Caitlin Chen plays. I don't know if she sees the floor. Like, what is she? 3rd, 4th string shooting guard? I don't know if Caitlin Chen sees the floor in these games. But the only thing is like, if you're the Valkyries, so you're coming out into Eurobasket, and they're 5-5 right now, but like they're missing 4 of their best players. They at least have I don't think they've got a great run in. Oh, actually they do. So if you're the Valkyries, your goal is, because basically you're not getting everyone back until this Minnesota Lynx game. You're not getting everyone back till then. So you have the easiest run in possible. 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've got 6 games. If you're the Valkyries, you're probably hoping to go 2-4. I'm not joking when I say that. Like, you are hoping to go 2-4, and that will be a positive. That will be a positive. Like, if the Valkyries beat the Sun and the Wings, like I think the Wings are winning tonight. I genuinely think the Wings are winning tonight. Because let's be real, like, I understand Caitlin Chen is a feel-good story, but like, what the hell is Caitlin Chen going to do on the basketball court at the WNBA level? What's Caitlin Chen going to do on the basketball court? What is Chloe Bibby going to do on the basketball court? This is 2025. What's Ariel Powers going to do on the basketball court? What's Ariel Powers doing on the basketball court right now? So, like, if you're the Valkyries, first of all, like, Caitlin Clark, there is a non-zero chance that Caitlin Clark goes and drops 40 on you guys on Thursday. She could go and drop 40. The annoying thing is that it's a damn 3 a.m. game. If you guys know anything with the 3 a.m. games, I'm like, I really don't like 3 a.m. games because I have to wait. I have to stay up for the 3 a.m. games. It is horrible. But yeah, it's an all around like tough scenario because, like, look, if you beat the Wings and you beat the Sun in these 3 games, that's kind of a big one. If you guys can beat the Wings and the Sun, because I don't think they beat the Sky. The Sky are good at beating terrible teams. If nothing else, the Sky are really good at beating the teams that suck. And the Storm are going to beat them. But at the end of the day, like, the Valkyries are absolutely they're just not fully fully equipped to do much. And again, they're going to lose a lot of games during Eurobasket, so having Caitlin Chen there is at least a feel good thing for the team. But like, she doesn't play. Like, if you look at their last game, was their last game the win against the Sparks? No. Who did they beat in their last game? They beat someone decent, didn't they? Yeah, sorry, they beat the Storm. They beat the Storm, but if you're looking at this game, like, Temi had 16. Temi's gone. You lose one of your best players on the season, and you've got no size. You've got Mo Billings having to fill in for Temi. You got Kayla Thornton playing 35. You got Steph Talbot playing 25 minutes a game, which isn't ideal. Like, Carla Late's going to have to play for the guts of 40 a game. Kate Martin's going to have to play big minutes. And, like, I just don't think there's a scenario where UConn fans are going to be happy with Caitlin Chen's minutes. Because let's be honest, like, I don't know if Caitlin Chen is that level player, which is just an unfortunate one. An unfortunate one for UConn fans. Because I like Caitlin Chen. I think she's a pro. There's just levels. There is just levels to it. So anyway, yeah, that's it. But yeah, did any of you guys see? Have any of you guys seen this? So have any of you guys seen the clip from the podcast about with Christine Brennan? This book is going to be crazy. I mean this when I say this. This book is going to be absolutely crazy. So Christine Brennan is... And the WNBA tried to get Christine Brennan banned. And I mean this when I say this. Like, whatever your opinion on Christine Brennan is, it is not a positive thing if you are trying to get rid of probably the most impactful women's sports reporter in the history of women's sports. Like, there's not one reporter who has, even if you don't like Christine Brennan, even if you don't like some of the things, they cannot come for Christine Brennan. Like, it is a bad look. It is a bad look. It's like going for freaking, if you're a critic, it's like, imagine if, I don't know, Bill Russell said something, rest in peace, Bill Russell. But imagine hypothetically if Bill Russell was alive and Bill Russell said something positive about Caitlin Clark and they went for Bill Russell. Who had them, like, obviously Bill Russell maybe had more impact in the sport of basketball than anyone else ever. Other than maybe Michael Jordan. But Christine Brennan is the GOAT of women's sports reporting. But, like, here are some of the clips of her talking, and this is on the Adam Gold show about her upcoming book. But it's it sounds like it's going to be as much as anything an expose on the WNBA last year. And I mean this when I say this, the WNBA deserve it. Like, I think we didn't see things anywhere near as badly. I talked about it earlier in the stream. Post Diana Taurasi game. Post Olympics, when she was just the second best player in the league after Fee Collier. Coming in those last couple of games through the playoffs, when she won a player of the month, which won 3 player of the weeks in a row. Like, I think at that stage people were really just like, okay, yeah, we can't really say much about her. But yeah, early on the season, I think there was a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that will probably get exposed, and honestly, it probably will be deserved to be talked about. But yeah, anyway, let's take a listen.
And basketball, you just see, if anyone hasn't seen her answer the other day to the Hong Kong reporter, it's all over Twitter, social media, wherever you go, just Google it, look for it, where a man from Hong Kong says, I'm here, and she stops, oh my goodness, I can't wait to go to Hong Kong someday, tell them hello, I'm sorry I didn't meet all of them. I mean, there's no athlete who even remotely acts like this. I mean, and she's 23 years old, 23 going on 40 or 50. I mean, the way she handles questions, think of the international appeal of Caitlin Clark. She would have been a one-woman dream team. And that is what...
And they're not wrong. Like, she's not wrong. Like, I mean this when I say this. If Caitlin Clark was on the Olympics team, I would have been at every single game. And if you want to make the argument, oh, you're not a real fan if you're not going to watch the Olympics. And I'm like, if you weren't going to go anyway. And I'm like, no, I watched every game. But at the end of the day, I am like, I would have gone out of my way. I didn't care enough to fly to a different country to watch them play. And if Caitlin goes to the World Cup, you better believe I'll be at every World Cup game I can be. Obviously, one of my best friends is getting married at the start of that tournament, but I'll be at the finals. Let's be real, it's USA Women's are making the finals. I'll be at the finals. It's in Germany. Heck, I might be courtside at the finals. Like, it's one of those things. I might be freaking courtside at the finals. But yeah, like, that is how big Caitlin Clark is. Like, you can guarantee you they would have sold out every game if Caitlin Clark was there.
USA basketball left home, and it's not just me. The Washington Post calls it one of the worst decisions of the year, and there's no doubt about it. Horrible decision on every level, and because Will Bond, my buddy, college classmate, was saying, well, you just can't pick her because of bringing eyeballs.
Yeah, I mean, they literally brought a shooting guard who couldn't walk. Like, even her own coach, even Chelsea Gray's own coach, even her own coach realizes she's not a point guard. Like, her own coach is playing Jackie Young point guard. But the Olympics went with one point guard, and it's a player who couldn't walk properly, who couldn't run, and was their only point guard. There was not even a basketball reason not to bring Caitlin.
Well, women's sports kind of needs eyeballs, but her statistics at that moment, the decision, were better than Taurasi's and several of the other players who were selected.
Whatever about the Taurasi one, I understand bringing Taurasi for sentiment and leadership. There was no reason to bring Chelsea Gray. She couldn't run. She had a broken foot. She couldn't run. As slow as Chelsea Gray is now, as slow as Chelsea Gray wasn't unrivaled. She was 100 times slower. 100 times slower last season. If you looked at the Olympics, they were losing to Japan in the first half because they ran to whoever offense on Chelsea Gray. They just started going, meep, by Chelsea Gray. Every time it was like, oh, Chelsea Gray's near someone, let's run by her to the basket. They nearly lost the finals. They were literally, like, I'm not joking when I say this. If you watch USA in the Olympics, I can't remember, there was one game they started off well. I think it was the semis against Australia. But they killed Nigeria as well. But they were literally out there losing. They were starting off the game losing to Germany. They started off losing to Belgium. They needed a miracle comeback in the finals. All of these things are facts. They started off losing to Japan. They were not winning these games because they went with Sentiment Basketball Club. They went there with Sentiment BC. And they were getting cooked with their starting lineup. Yes, they had 12 of the 15 best players in the competition, so they pulled it off. But to say that, like, this wasn't a disastrous selection, not only off the court for eyeballs, but also on the court. Like, there are about 5-6 players that did not make that team that would have drastically improved that team. They went with one center and one point guard.
Much of that, because I want to get to a couple of other things before I have to let you go. How much of that was Cheryl Reeve, who was acerbic all last season about Caitlin Clark? How much of that was her?
With Cheryl Reeve, I'm not going to say all last season because her tone did change up post-Olympic break.
And how much of that was USA Basketball?
I think it was both. I mean, officially, Cheryl Reeve was not on the selection committee, but she's the coach of the team, right? So we weren't born yesterday, you and I. Also, just stunningly bad behavior by Cheryl Reeve, tweeting at and about Caitlin Clark, kind of blaming her for not having her games on Minnesota Lynx on TV. But
like, Christy and Brennan actually brought that up. We forgot about that. The Cheryl Reeve literally was tweeting negative stuff about Caitlin Clark before the season started. She was the USA basketball coach. She was the USA basketball coach. And look, I am a chronically online person. But again, my job involves me being chronically online. Is it healthy for a normal person? No, it's not. But like, you've literally got coaches just tweeting random stuff. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Only, Caitlin games on TV, that's the gist of it. Again, I have all this detailed in the book, and I reported it at the time. How on earth is that okay with the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee and USA Basketball that its coach is actively tweeting and going on social media about someone who is in the selection pool?
Yeah, that is such a bad look. In hindsight, that is such a bad look.
I mean, that alone should have been immediately nipped in the bud. Never was by the leadership of those organizations. So I think there's it's a very interesting world. It's a sad thing for me to see that.
I actually think a year ago she was on the money. I think you can make the argument that she was completely on the money with that. And I think that the WNBA, and by the way, I don't think it's the same as that now. I don't think this entire situation, is the exact same as that now. I don't think that it's something that's a problem right now. I think Caitlin Clark has been good enough that I don't think people are out there, just pretending that she's not what she is. But at the end of the day, it's it's something that needs to be talked about. And it's something that needed to be talked about back then. But back then, if you talked about it, you were any sort of an ist. I don't know exactly what you would say in particular, but you were something that ended in ist. There's no question about that. But yeah, it's not great. Guys, did you guys see? Zhang Ziyu played. Zhang Ziyu has played for the Chinese senior national team. 7'5" Zhang Ziyu playing bully ball. She's playing Bosnia, a team who, by the way, Jonquel Jones played for them. If you guys don't know, Jonquel Jones used to play for Bosnia. She's so huge. This is her with the senior national team. She's probably about 6'4". Oh, look at that pass. Look at the Jokic. Look at the Jokic. She's calling for cuts. She might actually just be, of all the players in the WNBA, it might just be the case where it's Zhang Ziyu might be one of those players. She might just average 20 points a game in 20 minutes. That might actually be her WNBA thing. Oh, yeah, we're just going to put her on for 20 minutes. She can't play more than that, but in those 20 minutes, she's going to score every time. She moved, by the way, she moves so fast for someone who's 7'5". She moves so fast. That's the equivalent of an 8-foot tall man. I'm sorry, we've never seen an 8-foot tall man move like this. She's exhausted. Yeah, play her in limited minutes. Play her in some limited minutes. By the way, how many points does she have? This is a senior national team. She's not playing kids, although she makes them look like kids. She doesn't even bring the ball down anymore. She used to bring the ball down a lot. Like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And, like, obviously there's an article here about it. China basketball teen sensation Zhang Ziyu, best player I've ever seen. She made her debut against Bosnia. China and Japan are ranked 4th and 9th in the world, clash in a friendly as part of their preparations for the Asia Cup. She made her senior debut in a warm-up match against Bosnia. The 7'5" center chipped in. Wait, what? Oh, they played twice. She averaged 17 points in 13 minutes against Bosnia. She averaged 17 points in 13 minutes a game. And, like, Bosnia aren't bad. They're not bad. They're not bad at all. Like, it's not WNBA level, but she's 18. She had a team by 18 points and 7 boards in 12 minutes. Oh, maybe Bosnia did not have their players. Okay, maybe Bosnia kind of suck. I could have swore that Bosnia weren't that bad, were they? I could have swore Bosnia haven't been terrible. Despite being limited by new head coach to 50 minutes per match, Zhang's dominance, especially in paint, hardly went unnoticed. She's the best player I've ever seen, playing a lead role in Chinese women's team. Amir Halimich. Wait, 1 second. There's no way, right? Amir Halimich. When did he take over as the Bosnia coach? I mean this when I say this. When did he take over as the Bosnia coach? Because obviously the guy was a baller. Because if you guys don't know, do you know who also has played for Bosnia? Jonquel Jones. Jonquel Jones, if I'm not mistaken, has played for Bosnia. Yeah. She played for the Bosnian national team. You have got the coach of a national team that had Jonquel Jones. Okay, sorry. Different coach. I was about to say, still, he's Bosnian. He is Bosnian. She's the best player I've ever seen about Zhang Ziyu. Her presence dictates the game tempo and look forward to seeing her more. Even without Zhang, China's a very strong team. With Zhang, they're greatly reinforced. It's not only us. Any team in the world would be in trouble against Zhang and China. Like this is, it's not funny. Like, she might go above Juju. Like, she might actually go above Juju. Like, if Zhang Ziyu, if she goes and averages 20 points per game in Asia Cup, she's going over Juju. There's no, like, Asia Cup is tougher than America Cup. Like, there's a tougher level of basketball than America Cup. Especially, well, against Japan anyway. Born in 2007, MVP from last season. Guard led them on Saturday. With her listed height just 3 centimeters shy of former Houston Rockets star Yao Ming. She's the same height as Yao Ming. They call her the new moving Great Wall. Like, it is madness. A team be crucified picking her over Juju. Over Juju. I mean, no one was like, it is crazy. It's actually crazy. And I mean this. Like, I don't know how you pass on her in the draft. Like, literally, you've got a senior national team coach calling her the best he has ever seen, the best player he has ever seen. She's 18. Like, she legit might go, number 1 over Juju. Which is the scariest part about this. And by the way, she just turned 18. She's so much better. She's so much better than she was a year ago. Do we have a pick for when she's draft eligible? First comment, so she'll go 1 over Juju. Which team will take her? She's a big but not very agile. I mean, You just give her the ball and she scores. Like, it is silly. It is absolutely silly. Like, I'm in shock for this. Because, again, look, there are slow big players. And she moves fast. By the way, the only outside of Victor Wembanyama, the only 7'3", 7'4", 7'5" player that moves like she does has been Yao Ming, who, barring injuries, would have been one of the GOATs. And the only reason Yao Ming's injuries happened was because he put on too much weight. Like, Yao Ming would have been one of the greatest centers of all time. But, yeah, it's a... Well, and also, you cannot forget about jersey sales as well. Like, yeah, I just you guys said that there. You guys aren't wrong. Like, you cannot negate jersey sale stats. Because they matter. They matter regardless of what anyone wants to say. Jersey sale stats matter for teams. And Zhang Ziyu would be the highest selling jersey in the history of women's basketball. But yeah, it is a crazy one. So lads, the Fever. This is the most important game of Caitlin Clark's WNBA career tonight. Tonight is the most important game of Caitlin Clark's WNBA career. If you guys don't know, they are playing a crazily important Commissioner's Cup game. So you can see right here, they literally have Fevers, Connecticut, the game on. This is one of the most important games of Caitlin's career. Because look, I don't think the Commissioner's Cup is not a WNBA championship. We can be honest, it is not a championship. Like, not everyone is not everyone cares that much about the Commissioner's Cup. But there is a big but there. Like, the Commissioner's Cup matters if you're not winning a championship. It is as much like the teams that won the Commissioner's Cup, the Aces, the Liberty, and the Lynx. The best of the best have won the Commissioner's Cup. And if you guys don't know, the Fever are now in a scenario where they can very much go and win this, or at least get to the final, which will be the biggest game of her career. Because let's be real, is it more important to win the Commissioner's Cup or make the semi-finals of the playoffs where you're never going to win? I'll say win the Commissioner's Cup. Like, I don't think the Fever have a chance of winning a title this year. I don't. I think it's very, very unlikely to win a title. However, you've got every team who's won the Commissioner's Cup, by the way, has made the finals. That is also another fact. That is a fact. But all that has to happen is the Liberty need to beat the Atlanta Dream. If the Liberty beat the Atlanta Dream, then the Fever just need to beat the Sun. If the Liberty beat the Dream and the Fever lose to the Sun, then it is like the Liberty get in. So the Liberty are going to want to make the finals because every player gets 50 grand for winning this, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right in saying it's 50 grand? So yeah, it's 500k. It is 500k is the prize pool, and there is $120k in crypto. And every player, you get 5 grand for just playing in the game, which means nothing to Caitlin Clark, but I mean, it would probably mean a lot to Michaela Timpson. 50k would make, or 45k would mean a lot to Michaela Timpson. It is genuinely, like, it's big. It's not more than some players' salaries. But, like, you've now got a situation where if you're a Michaela Timpson, if you're a Sid Colson, if you're I know Colson gets a lot of work outside, but when it comes to Michaela Timpson, it is Like, it is a big one. It is a big one. And 120K in what crypto? I mean, I don't know. I just looking at it on Google. I'm just looking at it on Google. And this was from this year. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Regardless of what it is, just sell right away. If they give you 120K, if it's worth 120K on the day and you sell on the day, you're good. You're good. Like I've never had crypto myself, so I don't really know how it works. At the end of the day, though, I did. I knew something was dodgy when I was getting offered back in my day, like $10,000 to tweet about a crypto. And I'm like, there's something wrong with this, because I'm sorry, like, I know I used to be bigger on Twitter than I am right now. I used to be more relevant on Twitter than I am right now, but I'm like, something's dodgy here. Something's dodgy here. Swoops coin. Oh my god. But today is obviously a big game for the Fever. And like, I would assume the Fever are going out to blitz the Sun. The Fever lost to the Connecticut Sun. They lost to the Sun already. They're not losing. The Fever are not losing twice in a row to the Sun. It is Steph White's former team. This is the team that knocked him out of the playoffs. Marina Mabry just keeps hitting clutch shots against them. They have to go and win this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Fever have to win this game. They have to. They need to win. If the Fever don't win this game, something is very, very wrong. And I genuinely think the Liberty are going to do us a favor. I think the Liberty can't go and lose 2 in a row. They just can't. Just for their own good, for the sake of their own season. They're not losing 2 in a row. Like, you don't want to lose 2 in a row. And you have all of your team. You have your whole team there other than Leo Phoebus, and they should win with John Quell. Like, the Dream aren't that good. The Dream are good. Don't get it twisted. The Dream are good. They're not that good. They're not that good. Like, yes, they beat the Mystics. The Mystics suck. Like, I mean this when I say this. The Mystics suck. Like, everybody's talking about the Mystics being good. The Mystics are 4-7 on the year. They beat the Fever without Caitlin Clark, the Sun twice. And they won the first game of the season. They have the same record in their last 10 as the Sky. Like, they have a worse record in their last... They had a worse record over the period of time when Caitlin Clark was injured than the Fever. They lost to the Fever without Caitlin Clark. They were one of only 2 teams. They were one of only 2 teams to lose to the Fever without Caitlin Clark. The Mystics suck. So I'm not judging the Dream by beating the Mystics. The Dream have had one of the most favorable starts to the season. Like, yes, the Storm are decent. The Storm are decent if you guys look at... Why is it only home and away schedule? The Dream, I don't think the Dream are that good. I think they're not bad. But they've had a very favorable schedule. They played the Mystics and lost. They played the Mystics and lost. They played the Fever twice. Played the Fever 3 times. Once without were 1-1 with Caitlin Clark. They then played the Wings and barely beat the Wings. They played the Sun, the Sparks. They beat the Storm, fair enough, not an easy one. The Sun again, the Fever without Caitlin Clark, the Sky, the Mystics. Like, they literally they have had the Mickey Mouse start to the season. They have had the easiest start to the season. So I think the Liberty are going to go and get us a dub. All the Fever have to do is not lose to the worst team in the WNBA. All the Fever have to do is not lose to Tina Charles. Tina Charles can't guard the pick and roll. Jonquel Jones is playing today. She's playing today, and she's not on a minutes restriction. So that is a thing. Like, nobody's going to be able to guard. Like, Tina Charles has had Aaliyah Boston put 25 on her head 3 times in the last year. Aaliyah Boston has put 25 plus on Tina Charles' head 3 times. Let today be a fourth. And again, the Atlanta Dream are not going to be able to drag the Liberty down to their level because of John Quell and Stewie are just going to win in a slowdown matchup. Atlanta need Ryan Howard to go 9 for 19 from 3. Or they're going to need Alicia Gray to to just go nuclear. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. So, lads, we are ending the stream right there. A pretty quick one. But we recorded our videos for today. I'm going and getting a rest, and I will see you guys for the game later.